In this video, we're going to talk about Jira Query Language or JQL. Here in this Atlassian blog, you'll see they say JQL is the most flexible way to search Jira. I completely agree. They do have some basic search functionality along with their filters, but JQL is by far the best way, in my opinion, that I've experienced to be able to narrow down exactly what it is that you're looking for. And they're just used through so many different applications, like in filters and in dashboards and for subscriptions. So in today's video, we are going to go over JQL as well as filters. If we scroll down here on this blog, you'll see there are basic and advanced searches. So like I said, they do have some basic searching functionality, but JQL really is the best way to find what it is that you're looking for, and some of their basic search functions can't handle some complex JQLs that I've even put together. And so what is Jira Query Language and how does it work? There are a few different aspects of a JQL. There's the field, so what field you're searching for. There's the operator, so what function that you're looking to perform. Then there's the value that you're looking for in that field. There are also keywords, and keywords are specific words in a Jira Query Language that have a special meaning, so that's and or. Okay, so let's go over the keywords. So we have and, or, and is. So and, it says this will only return issues that match both clauses. So project equals collaboration and status equals in progress, or returns all issues from either the collaboration project or has their status set to in progress. So here's an example of project equals collaboration or status equals in project. And then is, this will return all issues that have no description. So description is empty. So those are some keywords that you can use in JQL. There are some operators as well that you can use in Jira Query Language. Those operators include this exclamation point with the equal sign, so status does not equal to do. This returns all issues except for those that have their status in the to-do status. So anything that has a different status other than to do will be pulled from status does not equal to do. Here you also have the greater than or equal to, so story points is greater than or equal to 5. This finds all issues that have story points, which again are greater than or equal to the given value that you've specified. Some that are similar are, greater than, smaller than, or smaller than or equal to. So the way that some of these can be helpful, so again, if you're looking for anything where story points is greater than or equal to 5, you can also look for something that has been created in less than or equal to 24 hours. So that is one way that you can set a filter to pull anything that's been created in 24 hours or less, so the last 24 hours or the last day. And then you can have that populate in a filter and potentially have that populate in a dashboard. And that's one of the examples that we'll walk through in Jira. Some of the other operators that you can use are in, so status is in, to do, in progress, or done. This would essentially pull the same results as status equals to do, or status equals in progress, or status equals closed. So similarly to just smart coding practices and not duplicating words or code. So here you can see that status equals is repeated 3 times in this statement, whereas status in is far more efficient and effective to accomplish the same results as this Jira Query Language below. Here you can also, the reverse of in is not in. And so if you wanted to reverse this statement, so anything where the status is not in, to do, in progress, or closed, that's another way that you can use the in or not in operators to shorten your code or make your code more efficient or effective in a JQL or a filter. So then it goes putting this into practice. We're not going to walk through the rest of their examples. We're actually going to hop over to Jira and we're going to create some JQL filters. We're going to save those filters and then we're going to apply those filters in dashboards in the next video. So heading over to Jira, first you want to come to the project that you want to create a filter for. The way that you're going to create a filter and create JQL is you are going to go to the filters dropdown in the navigation bar and go ahead and go to view all filters. Here you can either go to a filter that's already been created, or you can hit the Create Filter button in the top right-hand corner. We're going to hit the Create Filter button. Now when you pull up to the screen, there are a couple different views that your screen could be in. One, if you haven't been to the screen yet before, your screen is probably in Detail View. And so that's here, you have List View and you have Detail View. Detail View populates a list of all of the issues that match the JQL that's currently populated there, but then it also shows you the details, hence the name Detail View, for the issue that is currently selected. So if I wanted to see the details for this post-implementation support epic, now I can see the details for that. The reason I like JQL and I like using filters is because I can see a quick list of everything that filter pulls, and then I can click in and navigate to those things. So I don't really like Detail View. I like that we have the option, but I personally prefer List View. So go ahead and toggle your view to List View unless you really do prefer that Detail View. So here we have List View. In List View, you can control the different fields that you see in this spreadsheet looking table. And the way that you'll do that is you can hit this Configures Column button. Once you hit Configure Column, you can select or deselect the fields that you want to view here. For me, I want to see Created. So let's make sure that the Created column is selected, and it is, and that's fantastic. So let's go ahead and scroll over until I see the Created column. Now I want this Created column to be closer and up front because that's one of the fields that I'm going to be filtering on. And so here is where you can click and you can drag the order in which you want the columns to display in this view. You can also sort based on a certain column. So if we wanted to sort by the created date and you wanted to go from oldest to newest, you can sort by that created date, or if you wanted to sort by priority, you can also sort by status as well. And so any of these columns that you have here configured as part of your view, you can sort by them. So here in this bar, you may or may not see this bar right now. You might see some drop downs. If you see drop downs, that's because you are in the basic view here. So you can toggle between basic search functionality and JQL. So if you are in basic, here's where you can see the different drop downs. So if you want to select what project you want to filter from, what issue type, what status, what assignee. There also are some more things that you can filter on, but I find that most of the JQL filters that I create are too complex for this basic functionality, which is really why I always recommend that users get used to just trying with trial and error and practice with JQL, because it really will help you narrow down exactly what it is that you're looking for. And so here you can see in this JQL, we currently have created is greater than or equal to 30 days ago. What I want to filter for is created less than, created date is less than or equal to 24 hours. And I have nothing that's been created in the last 24 hours. So anything that's greater than or equal to negative 24 hours ago. So let's go ahead and create something, a task in this project, so that something will populate here. Okay, so we're going to hit create. And now we're going to hit this search bar again. And now you can see, whereas nothing was populating before, the card that we just created less than 24 hours ago, this story is now populating in this JQL. So now you can see that anything that was created greater than or equal to negative 24 hours ago is now populating in this filter. And so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to save this filter. Once you hit Save Filter, you can name it. And viewers, you can choose to have it private or have it as your organization. Don't forget to hit that add button, otherwise it won't work. If you want others to be able to edit it, this is where you can add editors. Again, don't forget to add anyone there. Go ahead and hit save. Now you can see that this filter has automatically been started since I created it, and it's been name created less than 24 hours ago. Now, filters are important because if you go to View All Filters, and we look for this filter in View All Filters, created in the last 24 hours, here you can see that you can hit the ellipsis icon and you can go to Manage Subscriptions. When you go to Manage Subscriptions, right now I have no subscriptions for this filter, but if I wanted to add a subscription, basically what the subscription will do is anytime anything meets this criteria, then I can schedule to have something sent to me daily. So it can be a personal subscription, or I can send these to a certain group or to a certain team, right? So I can have this as daily, and how often do I want it sent? Do I want to set once a day, every 3 hours? I'm okay with once a day, and it's set to send at, let's have it send at 3 p.m. so that before the end of the day, I'm notified of anything that was created in the last 24 hours. So email this filter even if there are no issues found. You can select or deselect that, but if nothing is there, then I don't want that notification. You can hit subscribe. And what that'll do is that means this subscription will send an email once daily at 3 p.m. for anything that has been created in the last 24 hours, and that might be helpful just so that you are able to catch anything and get notifications and reminders rather than having to constantly watch something if something was created very recently that needs to be addressed. So I'm not going to create a filter subscription, but I did want to show you how you do create and add subscriptions to filters that you've created. The other thing that you can do is you can add filters to dashboards, and that's something that we're going to go over in the next video. I hope this was helpful. Definitely make sure you start using and getting used to JQL. Some of the other things that you can do is instead of just created in the last 24 hours, you can also do and assignee equals yourself and a project equals development 2.0. And so those are some different things that you can do with JQL. Make sure you practice. It will be a little bit of trial and error with the learning curve, but it is really the most flexible and advanced way to find what you're looking for in Jira, as well as pull the metrics you are looking to pull in dashboards and get the subscription notifications that you want to make sure that you're keeping up and being alerted of any work that comes across your team's path.